All right, good evening. We're excited to welcome you to the 16th annual Ellison, Kibler, Merrill, Lynch ITL Combine Seminar presented by SkillCorner. As we close in on 2 decades celebrating the industry here in Indianapolis, we're honored that you joined us. And this is really humbling to someone like me who remembers there are about 20 people out there and me. So thank you all so much for joining us. It means a lot to me from the bottom of my heart. I want to start by recognizing some of tonight's special guests. They include Mark Gorshak, who is a former winner of the CO Brocado Award. Mark, are you here? There he is. Thank you. All right. We got Scott DiStefano, who won the CO Brocado Award last year. I think Scott's here. Scott still here? There he is. Take a bow. I think Parker Graham is here. Is Parker here? He's our sponsor for Friday's event. I didn't see him. Maybe he didn't make it. All right. Anyway, so glad that y'all are here. So glad that you've honored us with your presence. Tonight's event wouldn't be possible without the help of our partners. I'd like to begin by introducing Gordon Whitaker of Ellison, Kibler, Merrill, Lynch, our title sponsor. Gordon, come on up. Appreciate you, brother.
So think back to 1999. I was a senior in college, finishing up my last year of school, applying to medical schools. Just one little problem. I had zero interest in going to medical school. Didn't want to be a doctor. At the time, I was also personal training, and my absolute favorite client, one day I was working him out, and we were talking. He was a doctor, and I used to bother him all the time for advice. And so finally he stops me. He says, Gordon, listen, if I could give you one piece of advice about going into medicine, it would be this: don't. His rationale for that was every year he worked more, took more call, made less money. So I took that to heart and I said, all right, if you were me, shouldn't be a doctor, what should I do? He said, I don't know, my stockbroker, keep in mind it's 1999, we weren't financial advisors, we were stockbrokers at the time. My stockbroker's got a great life, lives in a big house, doesn't ever have to take call, takes great vacations. If I were you, I'd look into that. So now fast forward 25 years, I'm the managing partner of one of the largest and longest tenured wealth management firms in the country. We have what started out with our 2 founding partners as 2 people, a novel concept coming together in 1983, has turned into 40 people, 4 geographical locations. We have the pleasure of working with some of the most successful individuals and institutions across the country, many of which are in the business of football. So I was thinking about how working in wealth management, being in the wealth management business, isn't all that different from being a scout. So it starts out with, in our business, I'm sure like your business, there's a big difference between knowledge and wisdom. You can get knowledge from reading a textbook. You all can get knowledge from reading reports, looking at stat sheets, maybe even watching film. Our business, the same way. You can get it by looking at a textbook. You can get it by reading financial reports. But in your case, I would imagine it's not until you're actually in front, you get to see that player compete live and in person against the very best competition, that you get to see what that person's made of. You get to see what they're capable of and what they're going to ultimately bring to your organization as a player. Works exactly the same on our side. It's not until we're eyeball to eyeball with our clients and we hear from them, we hear about what it takes, what's most important to their financial lives, that it's not until that point that we have the opportunity to really guide them to prosperity. So with over 600 years combined of experience working together, it's not very often that clients show us something we haven't seen before. But what's unique is how those circumstances come together in the lives of each of those clients. That's different every single time. So another similarity would be what you know that what everybody else also knows is of very little value, right? So I'm a University of Colorado guy. I would imagine Travis Hunter, not a real big surprise that he's a pretty good football player. If you brought that sole piece of information back to your organization, and that's what you came up with as insight, was Travis Hunter's going to be a good football player, I don't imagine you'd be on the list for a raise or a new contract anytime soon. Our business works exactly the same way. If we come into an engagement and we're going to approach it in the exact same manner as anybody else, we have an added value to that situation. It's only because of the experience and expertise that we've developed over decades and decades that enables us to approach complicated situations from a different angle. That's where that value comes in. That's where we add that value, and that's how we get that seat at the table as one of our clients' most trusted advisors. Then the last one, and probably the most important one, is when you combine all those skills together, you combine that unique ability to approach problems, you combine the knowledge and expertise that you've generated over years and years, you have the ability to change the course of history. So you identify a player that maybe consensus doesn't see something, but you do. You bring that player into your organization. That player symbiotically comes into the organization, could end up forming the cornerstone of what ends up being a dynasty. It's changing history. Ours is the exact same situation. As we come in, we combine the expertise that we have with the experience, with all those other bona fides. We have the opportunity to grow, to build prosperity that can last multiple generations for our clients. It's one of the most fulfilling things that we do. So looking back, again, 25 years, I've had the opportunity to enjoy a great career. It's been very fulfilling. One of the best things that happened to me along the way is I met my wife, who runs our relationship management part of our organization. She's sitting right there. I always tell people when we meet, you'll like Angie immediately, I'll grow on you. If you have the chance to talk to her, you'll see what I mean. But we got Austin over here. Just Austin, Angie, and I, and the entire team, we've been blessed with the opportunity to choose a profession that fulfills us to the point where we can become obsessed about it. And that's exactly what's happened to me. I know that's what's happened to them. I bet you all are pretty similar too. It takes obsession to really excel in what you do. So to everybody today that's getting an award, we want to extend our congratulations to you. Also remind you, best part about winning is you get to get up tomorrow or a couple months from now and start it all over again. So thanks. Good.
All right. Thank you, Gordon. Appreciate you, buddy. Next, I'd like to introduce Hayden Shu of SkillCorner, tonight's presenting sponsor. Hayden, where are you? Come on up.
Also, been listening to you.
All good. What's going on, everybody? Thanks, Neil. Appreciate you allowing us to be a part of this event. Congrats to all the award winners this evening. It's great to see some familiar faces. Also great to meet some new folks as well. So just kick this thing off. Show of hands. Has anybody ever left Indy feeling a little disappointed that a prospect didn't participate in the combine drills? Okay, there we go. Some good participation. A few hands, right? Has anybody ever felt like maybe a scout or a player's in-game performance maybe was a little different than what they showcased here out in the combine? Yeah, of course, right? It happens all the time. Guys train for months to perform in these events, right? They come out lightning fast start in the 40-yard dash, whatever it might be, right? So on the pro scouting side of things, right, you have NGS data, you have in-game tracking data to assist with free agency, with cutting through a lot of that noise. On the college side, you're pretty reliant on a lot of these combine events to maybe have some standardization of wide receiver A versus wide receiver B. This is how fast their 40-yard dash times are. Let's settle the score, right? We'll come here, underwear Olympics in a lot of ways. Well, I think that's a thing of the past, right? You've now got, things like SkillCorner, where we provide in-game college player tracking data on players in a lot of ways at the NFL level, at the FBS, at the FCS, anybody that touches the grass, even at the UFL as well. So we're providing in-game data, helmet, shoulder pads, not just the tights that are being worn out here. And so back to leaving here a little disappointed. I'll kind of buzz through this, Neil. I don't want to take up too much of the time. Plus, it's a little small here on the screen. But we take in-game tracking data, so we can tell you, this is looking at a plot of wide receivers, okay, for their college in-game speeds, looking at max speed on the horizontal axis, looking at their 40-yard dash time on the vertical axis, right? And so you can say, Xavier Worthy, really fast guy, in-game speed, blazing, 40-yard dash. No surprise, guys down here in the lower right perform really well in the 40, and those are the guys that are likely jumping to the top of your boards, right? No different than the Travis Hunter example, right? Nobody's going to pay you top of dollar to find those guys, but sometimes you get guys that overperform, right? Chris Godwin over here on the left might be a little tough to see, but a guy that was a little slower in-game speed overperformed in the 40-yard dash, and so it's like, okay, maybe we should go back and check his tape. I've got the red line here looking at Marvin Harrison Jr., so obviously we all knew Marvin wasn't going to participate, but it's really helpful to have maybe 500 snaps of Marvin's in-game data to have a good idea of what would his 40-yard dash have been had he participated. Might be a little tough to see, but somewhere in the 4.4 to 4.5 range. A lot of you guys are accepting awards tonight because you likely could have come to that same inference yourself. However, when you're sitting in these team meetings, it's very valuable to have some of this additional in-game data. We're all trying to build cases for these prospects when we're standing on the table. Kind of fast forward here. This is just showcasing McMillan, guy from Arizona, right? Big fella. In-game speed, maybe a little bit slower than Marvin's, right? Should McMillan decide to run the 40-yard dash, maybe we can expect him to run in the low to mid 4.5 range. If he doesn't participate in the 40-yard dash, we can have data to provide, our scouts and our personnel department on what he was performing in-game to have a better evaluation on this. I showcase this because this is the problems that SkillCorner is aiming to solve. When you've got the scouting evaluation, right? You've got the technical piece of the evaluation. Does a guy understand how to get off blocks? Does he understand his leverage? Does he understand his fit within the play? Right? All things that you are objectively or not objectively evaluating. Right? You've got the production. You've got the box score stats. Sacks, PBUs, interceptions. You've also got the physical component, right? The top speed, the short area quickness, all of these other features. And then the other part of the evaluation, right, is the cognitive. There's a reason why we got to get out of here tonight early, because you got to go get some interviews, see if, can this guy fit into our locker room? Does he fit the mold of the player of what we're looking for? And I think it's important to highlight where SkillCorner can provide our value. We're not aiming to solve the technical piece or the cognitive. There's HRTS too, whatever you want to believe in there. But where we can provide value is helmet, shoulder pads, in-game data in a lot of ways, and then adding the flavor on the production piece as well. So we're likely meeting with a lot of your analytics departments this week. I just want to come here, showcase myself. Feel free to reach out to me, take a photo of my contact information. Would be happy to get in touch. But thank you tonight. Congrats to all the award winners, and take care.
All right, now for the Best Draft Award. The NFL is a copycat league, and often it's safer to follow tried and true methods even when they don't work. However, if there's one team that goes its own way, it's the Los Angeles Rams. It started almost 10 years ago when the Rams went on a 7-year run of trading their first rounders. Along the way, the Rams began ignoring tradition in how they evaluated the draft. The team even kept its scouts home from some All-Star games in the Combine. The team also emphasized remote work, automated and streamlined much of its process, embraced modern communication styles like emojis, skipped top 30 visits, and made a conscious effort to avoid groupthink. There's no denying the results. Since 2017, the Rams have gone to the playoffs all but 2 seasons and won the Super Bowl in 2021. The team's most recent draft class is just more of the same. Using a rare first rounder, the team chose Florida State defensive end Jared Verse at 19. They followed up by taking his ex-Seminoles teammate, defensive tackle Braden Fisk, at 39 on day 2. Those two went on to finish first and third, respectively, in the Defensive Rookie of the Year awards. However, the Rams got help from all over the 2024 draft class. Free safety Cam Kinchins, a 3rd rounder, and center Bo Lemmer, a 6th rounder, were both consistent starters. Meanwhile, several other draftees got lots of reps. It all added up to yet another playoff appearance this season, and for their performance on draft day, the Rams were voted winners of the 2024 Best Draft Award. And GM Les Snead is here by video to accept the award.
Les Snead, General Manager, Los Angeles Rams here. I wanted to thank Neil, ITL, for this really, really cool award. Most importantly, I want to thank Neil for his passion for football and his impact that he makes for football, and in particular the scouting community, for all he does. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of teams in this room that have won this award, that could have won this award this year, that will win it in the future. We appreciate the recognition this year, but what I wanted to emphasize is no team can win this award without the people in this room who have dedicated their lives, who are passionate about dominating their role as a scout in this industry. That dream was dreamed, now you're living it, and I know there's some thorns that go with the roses, but remember, no team could win this award, no team could put a quality product on the field without the passion that each of you live every single day. Appreciate it.
We have a lot of members of the Rams here with us tonight. Let's give them a big hand. Next, I'd like to introduce former Titans and Falcons scout and my partner in the Scouting the League podcast, Roderick David. Roderick would like to discuss a new project he's developing called the Scouting Community. Roderick, where are you at? There you are.
Thank you, Neil. When I got let go a couple years ago, there's something that's always been on my mind. It is as tight as scouts are on the road, we still live in unbelievable silos. And it has never been more apparent than it is now as I've had conversations over the last month or two as I've developed the scouting community. What I want to create and what you all as scouts will be a part of is a complete data set of salaries, per diems, allowances. Join the scouting community, submit your information, get the information back. Actually get the same information that the league office is sending to your GMs. So when you go to negotiate a contract, when you think about signing that contract, you actually have a little bit of ammunition on your side. In addition to the data, the salary, all that goes into that, again, some development pieces, some insurance questions. How many of you have ever thought about, hey, is my personal auto policy actually going to cover me if something comes up on the road? Again, that's personal. You got a work vehicle. Again, there are different policies, could be different policies. Financial planning, hopefully wealth management for a bunch of you. Mentorship, guys like Gorse, guys that have been in this room, guys that are former scouts that have gone through it, that want to help you as scouts, no matter what level you're at. Do your job in a better way. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're alone and not have the information and resources. Let the scouting community be that for you. Again, my cell phone, my email, if you go to the website, rsafootball.com or thescoutingcommunity.com, you'll find the scouting community there. It only functions and only works if we have a bunch of scouts, a bunch of people sign up. So go do it today. The site's ready to go. Hit me a text, give me a phone call. I'm going to be around. I want to help you guys out and make sure every scout has everything they need in every aspect of their job. So thanks, Neil.
Though scouting involves tradition and history, it is also important to keep it current. The same is true for the 2025 bar list. Scouts told us they didn't think along conference lines, and we wanted to reflect that in the voting. At the same time, we wanted to honor scouts at every level of the industry. The goal is to expand the recognition of evaluators, young and old. We also want to honor the people in college football who make scouts more efficient, and we wanted our pro scouting awards to reflect the team effort nature of that part of the business. In other words, we revamped our methods to keep the awards current. The result is 3 team awards for pro scouting, adding an award for the most improved visit, and developing 3 tiers of awards for scouts based on experience. We also decided to bring back our superlatives, recognized in 3 categories: best on a visit, best at running a pro day, and best at gathering background information.
Like scouting itself, our awards keep evolving. This year, we saw a new classification of winners into 3 divisions: Next Wave, Road, and Executive. We also shifted from individual pro scouting awards to 3 team awards. When the voting was done, Indianapolis' Ed Dodds and Matt Turpinning continue their impressive streaks of winning every year voting has been held. In the executive category, we also saw San Francisco's Tariq Ahmad and Los Angeles' Ted Monaco return to the ranks of the winners after a one-year absence. In all, San Francisco's Dom DeCicco, New Orleans' Mike Baugh, the Giants' Marcus Cooper, and the Jets' Dom Green, in addition to Dodds, Turpinning, Ahmad, and Monaco, have all won the award at least 3 times. We also have a repeat winner in the superlative category of Best Running a Pro Day. Gordon Whitaker of our title sponsor, Ellison, Kibler, Merrill, Lynch, joins us to present the winners on the 2025 BART list. But first this.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
I'm sorry, you won again. 3
No
years in a
way.
row, brother.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Awesome,
But you're in
man.
but now you're in the executive category.
I
So
wasn't expecting
there's a
that.
smaller number this time for you. Yeah, but you did it, man. I just
Awesome.
want to tell you, I'm really happy
Appreciate
for you.
Category, brother. I just want to tell you, I'm happy for you, man. Congratulations. It's quite an honor. I don't get a vote. Everyone else does. So
Appreciate
you want to respect your peers, brother.
Appreciate it.
I'll tell you, man, you're a pre-winner for the bar list, man.
Yeah, appreciate
You got good practice at this. I don't need to give you all the details, but you've won the respect of
Okay.
your colleagues, man. I just want to congratulate you. I'm really happy for you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you too, man.
Yeah.
You're a winner of the road category for BART list again. I want to tell you, man, you're retiring this. We have to retire this award, name it after you, brother.
Oh, nice, man. Nice. How you been? Good?
Just want to say hey and congratulations, and
Appreciate
you're doing something right, man.
Fooling a lot of people.
All right, so normally at this time, someone like me says, please hold your applause till the end so we can applaud for all of them at the same time. But I think that everybody needs to hear a hand for excellence. So let's start off with the category of Best Pro Scouting Department. We have the Green Bay Packers. All right. Your turn. The Minnesota Vikings. Sam up to go? I think Sam had to go. And the Washington Commanders. Moving to the next wave category, Blaze Bell, New York Giants. You out there, Blaze? Tom Bradway, Chicago Bears. Eric Thatcher, San Francisco 49ers. Moving to the road category, Mike Baugh, New Orleans Saints. Brian Chesson, Denver Broncos. Marcus Cooper, New York Giants. Mike DeReese, New York Giants. Ryan Florence, Seattle Seahawks. Dom Green, New York Jets. Sawan Joe, Denver Broncos. Chase Leshin, Miami Dolphins. Steve Rubio, San Francisco 49ers. Nathan Trott, Miami Dolphins. And Dan Zeggers, Cleveland Browns. In the executive category, Tariq Ahmad, San Francisco 49ers. Matt Berry, Seattle Seahawks. Dom DeCicco, San Francisco 49ers. I think Ed and Matt had to take off, so we'll move to Brian Gain, Buffalo Bills. Teddy Monago, Los Angeles Rams. John Eric Sullivan, Green Bay Packers. And Matt Winston, Miami Dolphins. On to our superlatives. We brought the categories back, but we didn't bring the conferences back. So these guys that won really emerged. So we'll start with best on a visit, Nathan Trott. Best running a pro day, Seiwan Joe. And best at gathering character information, again, Nathan Trott. This is the 6th year we've handed out the C.O. Brocato Memorial Award for lifetime services to NFL scouting, and it's really been gratifying to offer some small measure of recognition to the unsung members of the evaluation community. Our 4 winners to date have been Chicago's Jeff Shiver, New England's Alonzo Highsmith, Pittsburgh's Mark Gorshak, who's now retired, Giants' Jeremiah Davis, who's also retired, and Scott DiStefano of the Broncos. I guess that's 5. C.O.'s daughter, Becky, will announce this year's winner.
The 6th winner of the C.O. Brocato Memorial Award for lifetime service to NFL scouting may have been born to be an evaluator. His father, Hamp, provided excellent bloodlines as a legendary scout in his own right with the Saints. Chuck officially took the baton from his father in 1984 when he was hired by the Chiefs. From there, he embarked on more than 2 decades with Kansas City, before spending 3 years with the Dolphins and 6 years with the Bills. He joined Washington in 2017 and remains with the Commanders today. He knows the game from more than just the stands, however. Chuck starred at Southern Mississippi in the late 70s and was inducted in the school's Hall of Fame in 1993. He also coached at the University of Wyoming and with the USFL's Arizona Wranglers. The 6th winner of the C.O. Brocato Memorial Award for lifetime service to NFL scouting is Washington area scout Chuck Cook.
Chuck, congratulations on your award. It's long due. You're a pro's pro and a friend's friend. Just a wonderful person, the consummate scout. Thank you for all your years of friendship. And remember, you and I were the only ones to ever get run off of a campus. Most of all, thank you for being who you are, and may God always bless you and your family, and may the memories of your father, Hamp, live on.
Congratulations, Chuck, on winning the C.O. Brocato Award. I'm so happy for you. You were raised to be a scout by your father, Hamp Cook, who's a legend in his own right. And also, if Hamp wasn't there, C.O. Brocato was there. And C.O. taught all of us 3 things. 1, you have to build relationships within the building. 2, be a good guest. And 3, have fun. This is a fun profession. I always enjoyed scouting with you because, number 1, I knew we were going to build relationships in the building. It just wasn't going out there and talking to the coaches and support staff. I remember the time we were at Northwestern State in Natchitoches, Louisiana. We got done talking to the coaches, the strength coaches, and everybody else. We're a bunch of young scouts. They were going to go to lunch. We said, no, man, we got somebody else to talk to. They said, who? The janitor. They go, the janitor? Yeah, we had to talk to the janitor because he knew all those guys in the locker room. He knew who threw their tape away. He knew who was going to treat him with respect and who was going to give him shoes. We were also a good guest, and when we sat down in that film room, we had a lot of fun. We talked about the players. Chuck, all I can tell you is I love the family, I love the man, I love the scout. Congratulations.
Chuck Cook, congratulations on your award today. Very well deserved. I first met Chuck. I was a student Slappy working in the football office at Southern Miss. And Chuck was an area scout with the Chiefs living in Hattiesburg. And he was the first scout I met. And he was my mentor. He and his dad, Hamp, with the Saints, both lived there in Hattiesburg, and got to know Chuck. And then when he became the college director, I was trying to get in the league, and I would call and bug him about once a week. Back before cell phones, I would blow his office phone up. So I always joke that when I was hired by the Falcons, I was probably the happiest guy in the league, and Chuck was probably the second happiest because I wasn't bugging him trying to get a job. So Chuck, appreciate you and your mentorship the last 30 plus years. Very well deserved on this award, and look forward to seeing you up in Indy.
Hey, congratulations to Chuck Cook for the CO Bricado Award. Couldn't think of a guy more deserving than Chuck Cook at this time. I've known Chuck for a long time, and these past 4 years, I've been able to work with him over there at the Commanders. And just when I thought I had all things figured out, man, I learned so much more from Chuck. What a great person. Same attitude every day. Very consistent, steady, very committed to his work. Man, we've had some great times together, excellent laughs together. Man, when it's time for Chuck to retire, whenever that time may be, he's going to be one of the guys mostly missed. I know I'm going to miss him like crazy. But great going, Chuck. Love you, buddy.
The winner of the CO Bricado Memorial Award for lifetime service to NFL scouting is Washington's Chuck Cook. Come on up, Chuck. There he is. There you go.
Wow. That was a great video, man. Woo. Very impressive. Scouts are usually used to winning awards. We're used to presenting players instead of talking about ourselves. We're talking about players. So this is all new to me. But I tell you what, you know, everything said. I've tried to be an example in this business, you know, and I've tried to do the best I can do to help people along the way. And I've been doing this now. It's my life's work. I've been doing this 40 drafts. This will be my 40th draft. And I'd just love to say that coming into my 40th draft, I think that the traits for longevity is basically people person, listening, observing, interviewing, evaluating, part-time psychiatrist without the degree, part-time social butterfly, a feel to know the trigger pullers at each school. When you go into school, you got to find the guy that you can get the right information, the right wiring of the player. And that's a big trait that you have to have. And finally, a Rolodex in your head from the experiences you've had all your life to compare past to present players. And that's the key for a veteran scout like myself. But boy, I've had a great run these 40 drafts, and I've been with 4 teams now. But this new group that came in, the leadership with DQ and AP and our new owner, it's just been absolutely awesome because they love the people here and the leadership, and it's been a culture change, and that's how we made it this year, and we moved this year and made it. But thank you again for everything that you did for me and for the community, scouting community, Neil, and I appreciate that. And there will be a lot of good scouts that will come later on. But the 5 that I'm following, I'm the 6th recipient of this award, and CO was a special guy along with my dad, who was my role model and my coach. I can't, he's looking down on me right now and he's proud, but you know what? football is in our life, and and that's all I know, and it's my life's work. I'm just so happy that I get a chance to share it with some people. But thank you again for the honor. Look at that.
Okay, I feel sorry for the rest of the award winners who have to follow that, but I guess we'll press on. Scouts wouldn't be able to do their jobs without a little help along the way, and pro liaisons play a crucial role. We felt they deserved to be recognized as well. We handed out our first plaque in 2023 when Scouts chose Georgia's Matt Godwin as worthy of the honor. Last year, Illinois' Jay Kaiser and North Carolina State's Dee Hoggard shared the award. We've got a tie again, and one of the winners returns to share the crown. Doesn't actually return, but wins. The co-winners of the 2025 Pro Liaison of the Year Award are Cody Look of Oregon and Jay Kaiser of Illinois. Jay couldn't join us, but Cody came from Eugene.
What?
Well, I'm very honored. Anything I can do to help the Scouts' jobs easier and help our players get to the next level. So thank you.
Last year, Duke's David Feely was the inaugural winner of the Strength Coach of the Year award. However, Texas' Torrey Becton wasn't far behind in very tight voting. This year, the voting was tight again, but Becton came out on top. He outlasted a field of 11 strength coaches from across the nation, all of them nominated by NFL scouts. The league's evaluators chose to give the plaque to a man who has more than 2 decades in player performance and who helped his team to the college football playoffs last season. The second ever recipient of the Strength Coach of the Year award is Torrey Becton of the University of Texas. He joins us also by video.
Hey, good morning. I want to take an opportunity to thank all of you NFL scouts and personnel for voting me Strength and Conditioning Coach of the Year. I take a great deal of pride in being able to provide you guys the information that you need to make the right decisions about Texas football players. Just know that you guys are always welcome, and I look forward to seeing you guys down the road. Hook 'em.
All right, sir. Not every school rolls out the red carpet for scouts. In fact, some teams do very little to accommodate scout schedules, grant access to practice, and provide timely and honest information. However, some teams following off here with a good one, and those teams deserve some recognition. When we asked scouts which team among 8 contenders had improved the most in 2024, one team was the runaway champion. The winner of the 2025 Most Improved Visit Award is Boise State. The Broncos are represented tonight by Brandon Jones, the team's GM.
First off, I want to say thank you. I want to thank the Lord for an opportunity to serve you all as we come in the building. It's an opportunity to get before you all to, present our players. It's support staff. It's strength staff, it's everybody in the building, it's every touch point. So we take pride in that, and hopefully with your feedback, your continued support, we'll continue to do it again. Also, I can't go without thanking my wife, continuing to push me to grow and be the best man I can be. And that's for you all, serving you all every time you step in that building. So again, thank you, and God bless.
Okay, so a big part of what we do each year has become the scouting survey, and that's strictly based on information we receive from y'all. And we take seriously everything we can do to help y'all know what your buddy's getting paid compared to what you're getting paid, knowing what kind of benefits other teams are offering, knowing who's offering a pension and who's not, and all those kinds of things. Those are all very important factors, and we try to help y'all as you learn all those things. We want to try to improve conditions for you the best we can. So let me just kind of present the results of what we got this year. So first of all, we focused last year on college directors and national scouts, and I thought we got good results from that, so we brought that back. This is a pretty quick poll. We did it over about a 24-hour period, and we got about a third of all the college directors and about a third of the national scouts to participate, so I felt good about that. The 3 questions that we asked were very simple: years in scouting, years on the job, and salary range. The classifications were 1 to 5 years, 6 to 10 years, 11 to 15, and 16 plus. And the salary ranges were from less than 100 to 350 to 350,000 in $50,000 spans, increments. First, directors. There are 28 college directors in the NFL, and that's over 27 teams because the Texans have 2. We got, we found out that more than 2/3 of respondents had at least 16 years in the NFL, and all but one had been a director for 5 years or less on the other side. 80% of those responding were making between $250,000 and $350,000, so that's pretty much your benchmark if you're a director. 50% were making between $250,000 and $300,000, so anywhere in that range. It may take a while to get there, but college directors are making $250,000 to $300,000 per year with the promise of more quickly. With that 5 years in service, it seems like I say, that was kind of a very standard thing. Most people either are out of the business or moving up after that. So if you're in here and you're a director, that's kind of that's kind of the medium range. Now, as far as national scouts, we contacted 25 and got 20 responses. So we got a lot of people that bought in and really wanted to hear what the numbers said. Exactly half had 11 to 15 years, and the other had 16 or more years in service. And then once again, the vast majority, had been on the job for less than 5 years. So again, a place where you tend to progress pretty quickly or you progress out of the league. We found that 2/3 were making between $150,000 and $200,000, and about a third were making $200,000 to $300,000. So again, that kind of gives you your salary range as far if you're in that role. No one made more than $300,000 among our respondents, and just one made less than $150,000. So we feel pretty good about those numbers based on the response we got, based on what we gathered, all those kinds of things. Now, for the wider, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Changes from last year. So we found that college directors are getting a little younger, as our GMs. I guess everyone in senior roles tend to be getting younger. I mean, we saw a 34-year-old GM hired just this week. As a result, their average salaries tend to be trending slightly lower because they have fewer years in service. As far as for national scouts, the number is increasing. There are more national scouts being hired. We're seeing some teams cover the nation with 3 nationals instead of just 2. And it wasn't long ago, most teams just had 1. So we're seeing expansion there. However, average experience is decreasing. Again, we think that's because more younger scouts are getting advanced in that position, perhaps to save money on salaries, hopefully because they're good. But the byproduct of that is because they got fewer years in service, they're making a little bit less money. Again, though there are more national scouts who are younger, they remain in that $150,000 to $250,000 range. And we're hoping that means that when the next wave moves to director, from national usually, their average salaries will increase. Now, as far as across the board, we did this survey as well, and it seems like there's more reason for optimism. We saw that greater than 60% of respondents made greater than $120,000, and the floor for most appeared to be about $80,000. That's significantly higher than when we first started this survey, I guess 6-7 years ago, when seemed like the median was right around 50 to 60. Now, again, we're not getting responses from everyone, but we do feel like we've got a pretty representative sample. There is some good news when it comes to pensions. Of the 11 teams that offer one, no one discontinued theirs in 2024, whereas in 2023, 2 teams did. The best insurance plans remain the Bengals, the Bills, the Chargers, Chiefs, Commanders, Jets, Lions, Raiders, Seahawks, Texans, and Titans based on what we have gathered from the people we've spoken to. So if you're with one of those teams, count yourself as lucky. Most respondents' teams offered a 401k match. Basic match is most common, but it was kind of all over the board on that. And anyone who really cares about that, you can reach me afterwards and I'll send you the actual numbers. No car allowance is now the standard. And then just getting reimbursed on gas receipts afterwards was the majority of responses that we got on our survey. And once again, $60 is the standard per diem. And that's all we got as far as salary surveys. If you want more information, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm easy to find. You can find me on Twitter and DM me. You can respond to Friday Wrap. Probably some of you guys received that. You can find me afterwards, and I'll be happy to help you out. Again, this is for y'all, and I want y'all to have these numbers. I want it to be as representative and accurate as we possibly can. We're going to continue to strive to make that happen. Before we go, I want to thank all the members of Team ITL that made tonight possible, in addition to our sponsors, of course. Hayden with SkillCorner and Gordon with Ellison Kibler at Merrill Lynch. Our team includes Lauren Birchfield, Kate Adams, my wife Polly, and many others. Each year this night becomes more special due mainly to their efforts. I also want to thank each of you for joining us tonight. I don't think we've ever had this many people, and it's really humbling and really flattering to have such a response. And I thought it was really special to see the standing ovation for Chuck too. What a great night. We offer congratulations to all of tonight's winners. However, you aren't the only ones we salute. We also salute everyone who's a part of the scouting community and who works to help NFL teams find the best talent, no matter where that is. There will be a reception tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. at Kilroy Sports Bar, just down the road, 201 South Meridian. I hope you all will join us. There's no registration, just come. Just come enjoy, let's celebrate this business. We'll be back in less than 48 hours. Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. we'll be in 205, not too far down the hall, for the Vestal ITL Symposium presented by Mascot Alliance in partnership with Dropback. And we'll be talking about the transfer portal. We've got about 30 P4 schools committed right now and about 25 GMs, as well as about 20 of the top NIL firms out there. And I think we've got about a half a dozen to a dozen NFL scouts, NFL teams represented that just want to kind of come and sit in. And if you're one of those people who would like to hear more about what's going on, then again, reach out to me. If you're an NFL scout, come as our guest. There's no cost. We know that you're passionate about the game. You're passionate about what's happening out there. We want to provide that platform for you. And with that, we say good night and see you next year.